Welcome back to Eternal Sonata. So let's go back in Baroque, like we just said at the end of the previous one.
So in the last part, we cleared out the church basement of a fake ghost.
Yeah,
and then of course, Allegretto and Polka.
Unfortunately, now we're basically stuck for a bit because Jazz is going to talk personally to Crescendo, so Crescendo cannot receive the party right now.
Wait. If I remember correctly, Theo, isn't this...
And Beat, Salsa, and Viola decide to play cards, but Viola doesn't like that.
You're in third place.
Yeah, but
I placed this card face down.
He's right, you know.
Huh. So apparently Salsa and Beat are better card players.
Are you two trying to make
I summoned the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Viola, why are you playing card games with children?
Well, she's losing.
Well, Theo, if the adults in Yu-Gi-Oh can, why can't these?
That's also the thing. Viola has acted very maturely throughout the course of the game. She's been the voice of reason, but now she steps down because we need a joke with Salsa.
Well, wait, hold on. What's wrong with an adult playing card games with a kid?
Well, no, for the context of this particular setting, it's uncharacteristic for Viola, that's what I mean.
I've turned this card game into a total farce! Hooray!
Hold on, Pedro. From what we've seen so far of her, that's what I mean, Jova.
I mean, what does suggest that she wouldn't play card games with kids?
The fact that she hates Salsa is a good starter.
Well, that's Salsa, but not kids in general. Besides, I guess it's something to pass the time.
When I was saying with kids, I was referring specifically to these two.
Oh, well. I mean, it's a nice passerby. I'm wondering more so where everyone else is.
They're fucking around, basically. But don't worry, Jova. Well, now we're getting somewhere with these things.
So, is Jazz going to... Oh, let me guess. Jazz stumbled onto Crescendo while Crescendo was finally reading...
If we wait
hold on.
To make a move,
there we go.
It'll be too late. Too many have already lost their lives to that.
Basically, Jazz is basically telling to Crescendo the obvious thing that he should already know. That Waltz is a psychopath that needs to be taken down immediately.
And obviously,
deal with your problems.
And obviously, this is the part where Crescendo does help him because he realizes that Serenade is a traitor, right?
A desire to surpass
your
adversary.
Right.
And as long as both sides feel that way, this clash will just
Okay, how did Serenade talk him out of it, Theo?
No, okay, this needs to be addressed. Again, Crescendo's mentality and idea, if taken on paper, is fine. The problem is that he's applying this concept to a situation that doesn't fit it at all.
So what, is it like he still refuses to believe that Serenade is a traitor and Claves is dead because of it?
No, he's just that whipped. He's like, we'll tell later, Jova. So.
I mean, that's kind of an issue. This kind of does beg player information. Like, I get it, you know, you want to save your twist and whatnot, but normally when you have something that heavy, you don't often save it for, like, the very last minute, if that's what they're gonna do.
I don't think this dude quite realizes how...
Between adults who should know better.
Again, Shiro, it gets even worse later.
Okay. If you wanted to have us be in suspense, don't show the part where Crescendo finds out that Serenade is a spy. Like,
oh, don't worry, Jova. We're going somewhere in this very part. I think after this cutscene.
Oh. You cannot escape the truth that remains.
Let me guess. Even Jazz figured it out.
Like, yeah, take your responsibility, especially considering you already started.
I let myself believe in something that wasn't true. That Claves was.
Oh, so Jazz figured out off screen about this, or.
Yeah, it was in that span of events where Falsetto also ran away.
You know, just a cutscene of them receiving a dove or something from whoever would have helped. Again, it's not that much to ask for.
Maybe.
No, it's not.
Look, maybe if this was like an old, very old JRPG where resources were way more limited, I could get a lot of these breaks in story, and heck, even some of the older Final Fantasy games still did better job sustaining their plots than this one. It's just, this feels lazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I make fun of Kingdom Hearts for as convoluted as the story gets, but I'll give Kingdom Hearts this, at least it has the story properly put together for me to properly judge. Like, imagine if Kingdom Hearts was as convoluted as it was, and it didn't have all those cutscenes that actually do explain stuff here and there.
All of these face telling.
My inner circle and was hiding very close to me.
Okay, so?
What? A spy? Who is it?
He's not gonna tell, is he?
Jazz, my friend, could you please give me some time alone to think?
Yes, I'll give you some time alone to think while people die because of your indecision.
You've been sitting around thinking this entire time. What more do you need to think
The
about?
best answer.
Look.
That's... Yeah, keep in mind, remember also the fact what Crescendo told us, that he and Jazz have been friends for a long time, so... And hold on, and don't Jova, we're getting somewhere with the whole Serenade is a spy thing.
Serenade.
Emotion, face, animate.
It doesn't matter
It also
to me
pauses.
whose side you're really on.
I'm still whipped.
In fact, if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that the things you've said to me are absolutely true.
No, that's not
No.
really
I knew
what
that
you
were
should be...
connected to Count Waltz.
No. Game, I know what you're trying to do, but you're only making him come
I
off as
assume you were
worse
assigned
because
the
of
role
your
preventing
execution.
Baroque and me from attacking
The sex better be
41st.
damn good.
I hope so.
You know, implying that he
An
always
attack
knew
from
only
Baroque
makes
would
the
be a
situation
problem for
worse,
Forte.
just for
Count
the
Waltz
sake
sent
of
you to me
one
as
girl who
insurance.
I guess he loves. We're not even incredibly sold on their relationship.
But from a different
People
perspective, it
are
also
gonna
means that
suffer
right now
and
we have
die.
the power to defeat Forte.
Serenade, that's the thing, Jova.
The more I
Serenade,
rejected the notion of
She's not a
it-
character.
My
She's literally a
suspicions were
plot
confirmed.
blockade.
not just that, Jova. My guess is, again, the only way this makes sense is that Serenade is intentionally
Understand that this is not the
getting him
reason
laid
why you were
specifically so she has him
Wow.
under his thumb.
Wait,
He thinks that she told those things not because she was a spy, but
Absolutely no
because she
arguments that
believed
I can
in them.
use against you.
So, yeah, that's dodging.
Once I
That is
realized
completely
that,
dodging.
I could no
You
longer
win
Not
for
only
the
that,
politician.
it's kind of
was a
being
just
stupid.
course of action.
Okay, maybe if the show addressed this as him not being able to see past it, I would be okay with. But I'm guessing that
Rebellion no
we're
longer
actually supposed to
serves
agree
us
with his
any purpose.
mentality.
To avert this war,
Are we
have
to
to
you?
find a new solution.
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, are we supposed to actually agree with this doofus's mentalities?
No, trust me, no.
Well,
You
wouldn't you
sure?
agree?
I mean,
Sarah?
again.
Don't worry, Juba. No, that's the thing. The game later on will get even stupider with Crescendo, and the other characters will call him out on this. It's not the solution, but at the very least, it has some minor catharsis.
Question, do they call him out on all this included, or only what he does when he's his most stupid?
You'll see, Jova. And look at that, she was spying in from a corner where she is clearly still visible. Lady, you need a better
So-
disguise.
Like, this is actually a step down than that one kid who hides behind a lamppost in hide and seek.
So,
Yeah.
question. Is Serenade still gonna be a spy?
Hey,
Again, the
Polka,
story does not address
do you
this.
believe in good
Does
luck
she
charms?
have... Okay, sure.
The situation will make sure to answer that question to you, Jova.
Okay, then I'll teach you a
Oh,
good one.
goody.
Hold
Oh,
your
goody!
hands
This
out
is the
like
part in the
this.
game where basically the fanfic writer in this person who's writing this game,
charm works really
his
well.
brain
It's easy
completely
to get into.
overloads into it, and now it starts just shipping everybody with everybody, as you're about to
Hold
see.
on, no. Basically, that's the thing. Polka is some kind of stressor, so Viola makes up this charm thing using horns symbol, kind of like, in order for you to connect with the person you want to
And you
fall
can
in
see the
love with.
results
Obviously,
right away.
she's trying to ship
Hey, how about giving it a
Polka
try
without
next
regret.
time you see
You know the
Alec
funny
like
thing
that?
to you is like, well, if they have their thumb out, that's literally Spider-Man's webbing pose.
Viola, please. Don't
But it's the
tease
thing,
me
you
like
need
that.
also the index finger to be Polka. They're only out, it's the thumb and the pinky.
Oh, no.
basically.
Also, that was a delayed reaction there.
Well, Jazz,
Hey, Jazz.
I
is your
think
meeting
so.
thing finally over?
Meeting thing.
Not yet. It's an important decision. I don't think it's something he can decide on quite that easily.
Oh, Jazz.
Understatement of the
He's going to
fucking
think about it a lot.
century.
You know, I really feel sorry for Jazz as a
seems like it's
character.
going
Like,
to take a
Jazz is
little
just a
while.
character who
So,
is
let's spend
trying
the
his
day
actual
exploring Baroque
best
Castle tomorrow,
to
all right?
try and make life better for as many people as possible. He's leading a
But he has
revolution.
everything
By the
against
way,
him, stacked against
I
him.
don't think I've
Yeah.
ever heard of that charm before.
Also,
Well, yeah.
okay,
Of
maybe
course
it's
you haven't heard of
nitpicking,
it.
but
Something I
again,
thought up just now.
if the whole dilemma is also
Maybe I
about
should
Frederick
patent it.
Chopin, you know, this being in his mind and all, I feel like maybe there's a
Don't
bit
joke
too
around with her
many
too much,
plot
Viola.
threads for what this game wants us to focus
Don't worry
on.
about it.
Because again, let's
Of course the
remember,
charm
this
won't
game
work.
is essentially supposed
I
to
was
be a
just trying
love
to
letter
give
to
her a
Frederick
little courage.
Chopin, and yet,
Watching
if
those
it
two
weren't for the
together is making
trivia
me
bits,
crazy.
I might have actually forgotten that.
Don't worry, Jova. Before the end, everything will be. I mean, besides. Oh yeah, here we go. And now, out of nowhere, Viola basically tells the audience that she's also in love with Jazz.
Needs courage.
No.
There you go, Jova. It's the thumb and the pinky.
You know, it would really be a shame if Claves turns out to come back to life. That would make things awkward.
Hold on, Jova. I'll tell you in a second. For now, there's another thing that needs to be mentioned. Hold on.
Don't be silly. Of course I do. He's with me all the time. Argo, come here.
There you go. This is the third and final cutscene where Arco appears. You will never see him again for the rest of the game.
Not just that. You know,
the rest of it. You wanna see, Jova? You wanna know where this plot thread about Viola being in love with Jazz goes?
Well, looks like
Nowhere.
Oh my god!
Nowhere.
Don't you
It's
see?
it's never reprised anymore. Never mentioned through the entire game.
It's
they
just
bother to establish a plot point only to drop it immediately after.
even better, Tio. The
Not
last.
the first time they've done this.
You know what else is also great, guys? It ends as a callback to that joke about her being the third place winner out of
yeah,
three
and
players.
it's exactly going that way. Basically, she's like, whatever. I'm ready to be in third place.
Hey, you know, the fact that Beat and Salsa are good at cards, that could actually be some interesting plot angles into their backgrounds. Like, maybe Beat's actually good at tells, maybe Salsa's very good at bluffing. Are we gonna maybe build up on their character
No.
more?
I kind of realized something.
No.
Bronze medals suit me.
There you go, Jova. That's supposed to be
Today's
the
the
end
last day
of
we'll
that
be able to
shipping.
Was that supposed
literally
to-
be sunk?
Was that supposed to be a moral of settling? Because
Kinda. If you love someone but he's already busy,
No,
just
she's
ignore it and everything's fine.
Okay. If it's suggesting that, you know, by going after him he'd be cheating on someone, that I can get for, you know, telling someone
You know, guys,
not to go after that person,
Bronze
but
medals aren't that bad
apparently
after all.
Jazz is perfectly available. Now,
nice.
granted, he might be grieving, and that's good on her, but the way she's acting, it's like she has no chance whatsoever. I mean, I hate to...
It doesn't have that. Viola doesn't have that much established upon her.
Prince
Unless,
Crescendo
Oh,
like,
God,
so
lens
we can
flare
plot the
glare.
best course
yeah.
of action
So
for
basically,
Baroque.
since Prince Crescendo needs
I
time
suppose
to
it's
be
going to take a
alone
little
for his
while for him
answer,
to reach a decision.
the
In
party
meantime,
just
why don't we
fucks
take a walk
around
Baroque?
on Baroque City for a while.
I guess it's not the worst reason for us to just move around, but actually, no. I'm sorry. It's really a weak reason for us to just be lazing around.
To be fair, Jova, there is stuff for us to do for the time being.
Fair enough, but okay, so overall plot-wise, so we know that Forte is up to something, but there's not really
remember,
much we can do
it's
about
pretty
it.
clear what it is. They mentioned it multiple times. They're using the mineral power to convert their subjects into super soldiers that can use magic, so that they can use it to, you guessed it, take over the world.
Yeah, and I get that. So shouldn't the idea be simple? We need to stop them, like,
Yes, the problem all relies on the insecurity of Crescendo himself. That's how stupid the whole thing is.
I mean, you know, look. Okay, I myself sometimes have bouts of indecision, but I know that, you know, okay.
Everyone does, Jova. No one is perfect, but not to this level. Anyway, let me
Exactly.
explain something. Remember this wine cellar where we've been before? And remember also what the pirate papers have said about Dolce? Let's try telling something about Dolce here. Lately, her skin... Oh, yeah, let's see the other options. Because remember, the
it's
pirate
hard
paper
to
told us to say that she's great.
Wait.
something like that.
You said, don't tell anyone you said that? Are you involved with Dolce, perchance?
Let's see. For now, it's strong.
Of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
she's
don't
scary
tell
when
us
she's
that.
angry.
Alright, so let's try to insult Dolce. See what happens.
Yeah, that's right. She's getting wrinkly.
Oh.
That's...
Oh, here is BRB. Perry, replace her.
Sure. Who's getting wrinkly? Hmm?
Ah,
no.
Dolce!
How did you manage to get here?
So you've been talking about me behind my back.
How? Wow, she must have a sixth sense for this kind of stuff.
You're going to get it. Going to get it for that later. Getting to
Yeah,
God.
I think it's missing a comma here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to have a comma somewhere in there.
Typo.
Huh, so this is that pirate, huh?
That's right. Allegretto and the others were not here immediate first.
My, famous am I? It's my beauty, I know.
Are you like the only pirate who hangs out here?
Probably, I guess.
Actually, in any land, since you apparently also laid waste to the church.
She's the team rocket.
Nobody say anything like that, and only old ladies worry about their skin.
Little girl.
Little girl, let me come in?
No.
I want that hat back.
Why not? You got a one that looks exactly like it on your head.
Shush, the developers needed time.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be gentle with you.
Sorry.
No,
easy
please.
on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but basically use jazz in this fight because it helps tremendously.
Yeah.
Take that.
Headshot, headshot.
Nope. Sorry, I missed. But basically, Dolce again is kind of stuck with the same stats that she had before, so the fight is even easier than before.
So where she was the wake-up call boss earlier, now she's kind of arbitrary.
Don't worry, Jova,
things.
this is kind of going strong for her, especially in New Game Plus, in Encore mode.
And yet the question again remains, is she an amputee or is she just wearing a battle hook?
Sorry, we'll never know.
I mean, if she's truly an amputee and she has to wear the hook always, it may not work out between us.
Fire Viola.
Who's that?
Oh shit. There you go, dead.
Well
now,
done.
in the normal playthrough, she just drops dead now. No ifs nor whats, just drops dead. But in Encore mode, she runs away once more, and you get another pirate papers in order to find her one last time later on.
So in terms of dropping dead, does she actually physically drop dead, or just she doesn't show up after this?
She just doesn't show up. I don't understand why the last encounter is locked behind New Game Plus, but
and with
whatever.
Dolce of all things, like is she that important a figure? I mean, don't get me wrong, she has a cool design.
She's just basically an extra super boss. So these encounters are basically optional. So
it is again, it's kind of a shame. Dolce seems like she has the ingredients to be the perfect party member to join here. Like, well, she's kind of like the pirate girl from Tales of Vesperia.
Patty Fleur. I don't know much about her.
Actually, Joe, but that's the thing. That character, it was not in the original version, so
she was added for the PS3 version.
So no, she's not essential to the story.
Come to think of it, I wonder.
I mean, granted, I've yet to play the definitive edition, so maybe they changed the story where she's actually important.
Well, that's exactly my point, guys.
I already know that they changed some of the cutscene because they had to rework Flynn to be permanently playable, for example. So something had to be changed. But if I recall from what people compared the two, there is like a door that's locked in one of the cities, but it's actually Dolce's room. It's similar to Wutai in Final Fantasy VII, where when you don't have Yuffie, you cannot enter her room in Wutai, but if you ever do her whole side quest thing, you can enter there.
It really makes me wonder, though, because one of the big parts of the plot of the original Xbox 360 version is the fact that Flynn is doing his own thing while the party is doing something else. So I have really to wonder what exactly. I mean,
hold on. This is basically setting up the next dungeon. Never forget, the light is always with you. Light, darkness, cast aloft.
I think that's a priest.
No
What's
shit.
a priest? Is it warm? Does
What's
it
a
taste
paladin?
good?
What's a paladin?
Oh, Salsa, don't be so silly. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, because you misrespect yourself, aren't you?
March is the more mature
March
one.
is kinda easy.
Yeah, right. Never mind. Never mind. I confused the two.
Well, we're twins.
Do we have to?
Thieves Fedora.
I just want some hot soup.
Get it? Because she's young and hungry. Laugh. What you see with your eyes is not the truth. It will disappear the moment it is touched. For it is not the truth. The path leading to it is false.
Who are you, Morpheus? Like,
only the faithful can see the truth.
Seeing is believing, I guess.
Pure deeds nurture the earth, while evil deeds cloud it.
the Earth? You mean the heart, too?
Sorry. Walk towards the light. The light from the heart.
No,
will guide you
walk away from the lights. No.
The first time may be the most difficult, but a bright future surely awaits between the sky and the sea.
So on the horizon.
The blue horizon, maybe?
Between the sky and the sea.
Hint, hint. Thank you for stopping and listening to this bullshit. You must be very devout.
There's no priest in our town. It's an honor to meet you. Your words were very moving.
Or very generic, but it seems you have an interest in learning about the light.
Yes,
no thanks.
I would like to hear more about the light in preparation.
We're JRPG characters. Learning about the light is our thing, I guess.
In preparation for the darkness, or like...
Why not pay a visit to Arya Temple? They say the legend of the Astra is housed in Arya. You will feel the light more strongly there, and you may even be able to touch its source.
It's like I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 all over again. We have to go here. We have to go here so we can meet this. Cool. Where? What? When?
What's the plot?
How?
I don't know.
Why?
We have time now, don't we? If so, I'd like to really see that temple. What about everyone else? Wouldn't you all like to go see Arya Temple?
Basically, the game needs another excuse for a filler.
March, you can't just tell everyone what to do. Being selfish like that will disrupt our teamwork.
You know, game.
I think it's alright. Hey, Frederick, you're still in the game. Well, I got some free time, so I guess I can give you a look.
Might as well do that while we're waiting for this while we're waiting for this nation's also great ruler to make his decision.
You know, game, this time that you're using for a filler dungeon, you could spend this time filling in some plot holes, further enhancing the motivations of the characters.
That's the problem.
Let me guess, we're about to get a lore dump.
We will try to do that.
Let me guess, we're gonna get a lore dump because astra are important to the plot.
At the end of the dungeon, yes.
Also, going back to what I was saying about Dolce and comparing her to the pirate girl from Tales of Vesperia, that's exactly my point. Like, again, let's remember, this is a bolstered version of the game. Dolce
this came before Vesperia.
My point being is that Dolce could have been the equivalent. You know, like, well, the playable character who you could possibly add on, who's in the newer edition.
I get what you mean, Jova, but I don't know. Anyway, in order to get... this is where the game becomes really bullshit with the filler. In order to get to the temple, you first need to get to this dungeon, the Celestia Forest. However, as soon as you enter in around this bridge, basically, you will get an NPC that will tell you what this.
Hey, are you on your way to Arya Temple? Yeah, we are. Conveniently enough mentioned. Well, don't bother. The entrance is sealed up tight. You can't get in without the Arya Temple key.
You need to get the bronze key so you can have the silver key.
Some guy at the castle doing magic research borrowed it from the prince. Well, what should we do? Head back to the castle?
Backtrack,
so, are we actually...
Backtrack,
so, let me get this straight. While we're waiting for Crescendo to make his decision, we have to ask Crescendo about the guy who we went to
Actually, no. We just need to ask directly the guy who has the key.
Oh, well, they said he borrowed it from the prince, so I assume...
Allegretto, don't you know that in order to enter this temple, you need the hero key? A researcher from Duckburg has it.
What I'd give for some fast travel here.
To be fair, it's not that much long of a trip, but it is still annoying because it makes you go back and forth. And trust me, Jova, if I didn't had that save file that Pedro gave me, this part will be even worse because of a thing that I will mention in a second.
I'll just say...
Well, Tail, do we need to convince him that we're heroes in order for him to give us the key?
Almost.
I'll say it like this, though. The main issue is like, well, I get what this game does. You know, like, well, the reason that there's no fast travel is because there's a lot of cutscenes that you would miss.
There is some fast travel later on, but it's very, this part, scarce. But again, we'll get to it later.
Okay, I'm not gonna complain too much because I get it. You know, like, well, there are some JRPGs that actually do require you to be at a certain point going through.
All right, Jova, there you go. I'm about to mention these. Let me be this guy.
Okay.
What? Do you want me to give you the Arya Temple key? What are you doing? Don't be absurd. This key is very precious. It was entrusted to me by the prince himself, so I could research the temple and its magic.
Well,
I'm not just going to hand it to a random stranger. And the reason you want to go there is just to take a look around? You've got to be joking.
Well, what are you using it for? Oh, come on. We'll bring it right back. Just because you're studying, it doesn't mean no one else should go in there. It's not like it's going to get used up. Come on. You're acting like a kid who grabs all the strawberries off at a birthday cake.
Interesting analogy.
Oh, immature.
Oh, what did you call me? I'm not immature. Alright then, I'll lend you the other temple key. What do you think of that, huh?
Great.
Works every time. But first I'm going to test you.
That's so great. Test us?
Yes, in situations like this, I think a test is necessary to determine your worthiness to have the key.
You only got this key by borrowing it from the prince.
Hold on, we're getting even worse. Oh, come on, it won't take lies.
Well, okay. So, what do you want us to do?
Give me 20 bare asses. I want you to bring me a spell book. It's an important text but will provide clues to inner works. Basically, in order to get that book, you need to go back to the Celestia Forest and get it from one of the treasure chests by its heir. Thankfully, since I have this save, it means I already have the item, so I can sequence break this bullshit. Oh, yes, that's it. Thank you. Now I won't get fired.
Fired?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, you passed the trash. Congratulations.
You know, T, I'm gonna ask for the sake of it, how close is the Celestia Forest to the Aria Temple?
It's the place where we were just... No, it's actually the place... It's actually like 2 screens long, so it's not that big. But it's the place where you need to go in order to get to the Aria Temple. So, basically the game makes you go back and forth between the forest and the castle 2 times.
So you literally see the Aria Temple right there as you're getting the book. I mean,
basically,
also game.
Hold on. Basically, it's 3 screens. Basically, it would be around this area, the book. So basically, you need to get from the castle here to get the book, get back, get the key, and then move back here.
Again, the same kind of thing Stick of Truth was parroting.
I mean, you know, look, backtracking, I get it. Sometimes you're gonna...
Someone entered the temple.
Is it falsetto?
Maybe.
I mean, by the look of that
Hold
cloak...
on, we're actually going even somewhere with the key thing. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Huh? Hey, everyone. I think I saw someone go in that door just now.
Really?
Surely you're jesting.
I didn't see anyone going anywhere, Polka.
They were moving that fast.
I really doubt that there's anyone around here.
Are you sure? Oh, I could have sworn. It looked like it was a woman.
And again, that long flowing cloak. And I'm pretty sure if I went back and slowed down the video, I probably would be able to tell.
We'll see, Jova, we'll see. Trust me, it's not as immediate as you may think.
Maybe it's someone in disguise.
However, think about this. Someone just entered the temple without the key.
Oh, snap.
Hold on. Let's see, let's go to the door and see what happens. I mean, you had to done all this bullshit just to get this fucking key, so...
Also, game, you can't just blatantly tell us, oh, I figure a test is supposed to happen in this particular situation. You're not Stick of Truth. You can't be self-aware like that. You can't be self-aware like that.
The situation. Anyway.
Yeah.
What the? It wasn't even locked?
There you go. The key was entirely pointless.
It's open.
And guess what? You can't sequence break this. You have to go through the steps in order to get the key before getting here, because otherwise the cutscene will not trigger and the door will actually be locked.
Okay.
So the game is giving you the middle finger.
So let me
That's
guess.
basically it.
So let me guess. The person who came here before us unlocked the door. Is that what happened?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. I guess to be fair, that's a bit more fair, but still, it kind of does make the whole backtracking thing
No, that's
sting.
the thing, Joe. It could have been handled very differently, Alexei, but the gang opens the door and enters, forgets to close it, and someone sneaks in. Polka basically notice barely her.
You know what?
Yeah,
that's
you're
it.
right. Yeah, you're right. That would have been a better way to handle it.
You were talking about fast travel earlier, Jova? Guess what? A lot of quests, not just main quests, even side quests in Infinity 2 involve something similar to what we're doing. Oh.
What the? It's just a dead end.
I was promised a lore library, dang it.
See?
Also, keep in mind that the magic researcher of Baroque Castle has to go here to get these rituals done, and the place is crawling with monsters. Very dangerous one, too. So... And there you go, Jova. The woman who entered was actually Rondo. Sorry.
Weird. I could have sworn that figure looked more like Falsetto.
Hold on. This is actually pretty rich. She's acting very menacingly and very cocky, but everyone basically pointed out that she's basically outnumbered and outgunned. Basically.
I guess this is
she's like 1 against, I think 7. No, I think 6 or 7, but still.
And let's see, Frederick's also there. Jazz is
7,
also
I think,
there.
yeah.
Listen carefully. I have business with that girl.
Like, I get that you're strong and powerful, but I'm pretty sure, lady, that in this situation you're the losing side.
Yeah.
Don't make a move!
There's
Falsetto was nearby. And here's the problem. This is supposed to be a triumphant return of Air, forgetting everything. And instead, we're going to have to milk some more that love triangle bullshit.
So, was I right? Was Falsetto the one who opened the area?
No, I think it was still Rondo.
That would make no sense. Like, how did Rondo even know they were going there?
Well, she was following them.
Yeah, but if she was following them, she would have had to have gotten ahead at some point. And doesn't this imply that Forte has the keys to one of Baroque's most precious temples?
To be fair, Rondo, she's just strong enough to march in.
This is borderline soap opera.
Pedro, you're supposed to cry about the sad violin.
Shiroi, what do you think? Is this tugging at your heartstrings?
No, not particularly.
This is my mom's lifetime soaps had more suspense than this.
Here's the problem. We only saw like one scene of Falsetto.
Do not understand the Jazz. Me love you.
Okay,
That's what happens, basically.
Okay, problem number 1. We saw like one scene of Falsetto crying over the fact that Claves was really the traitor and something, I love Jazz.
It should go, sorry.
And this is like I think this is the first time since that scene that we're seeing her. So, what was even really the sense of dilemma with her? Like, oh no, she feels cowed because of Jazz loving the one who's actually the traitor and Falsetto not seeing it through?
It should go without saying that we had very little in terms of like we didn't really get a good sense of the relationship between Jazz and the 3 women. They're just
really, Rondo? You're trying to sway Falsetto to your side now of all times.
Join me, and together we can.
I mean,
actually, I don't have any reason for you to join me. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Still confident that she can win this fight.
So she just offered for her to join just because, the leader's about to die anyway, and, well, you would have made a better spy than Claves, and remember the fact that I killed Claves, someone who you still considered a friend, traitor or not. I'm sure that means you'll join me.
Urusai.
I gotta love these villains who think that, if I get the hero to kill their loved one, or if I kill their loved one, that'll corrupt the hero enough to join with me. And I won't see blue
God, are you still talking, Falsetto?
Hold on, let me explain. This in Encore mode, this is the most bullshit part in the entire game, because Falsetto is forced in your party, but she has very shitty stats and shitty weapons to work with. So she's basically a burden.
Brilliant.
And you're up against Rondo, who has very fast speed and attacks. So you're effectively using 2 characters and hoping that there can be some use with the items. That's literally it.
Also, that's why Rondo was so overconfident. She knew how the game was gonna BS in her favor for this part.
Yeah. Just to continue. So the thing is, Jova, like I was saying, Jova, see, the whole backtracking shit that we were just discussing earlier. Again, most of the No Kuni 2 side quests involve backtracking, but you know what that game has? It has a superb fast travel system that allows you to basically teleport everywhere, practically everywhere, and as a result, backtracking is basically condensed to the point where you don't have... basically none of the time waste, all the time wasting is removed. They could have done something similar to that. Like, if you're going to have this much backtracking in it,
I guess part of the issue is, like, well, this game is one of those games that relies on having a lot of its cutscenes happen on pathways in the middle of different kingdoms or whatnot. So, of course, they rely on not giving you fast travel so that you're destined to come across those cutscenes.
And, by the way, Rondo is dead now.
What?
She just drops it.
No death scene? No nothing?
Nope. We don't even see the corpse, so...
Weird,
She just disappears into the ether.
Don't worry, Jova, it's not the last of her. Oh.
It's weird. This means that Fugue outlives her.
So, Falsetto, was it as good for you as it was for me?
Hold on, Jesse's actually going somewhere.
Slap.
Yeah. It's not even that powerful as
That was a 4-kid slap. Why couldn't we see it?
No, I'm sorry. Even 4-kid slaps feel like they have more weight to them than that. That was just...
It is implied that I am slapping you.
So, is that all, though, for her... Wait,
I can't believe you did this.
Hey, wait a minute.
Never mind. I guess we're good now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Clawface was the traitor. Why did Jazz slap Falsetto? Was it because she made him
Because Falsetto
worthy?
ran away, didn't say nothing about it, it was just for a pitiful reason.
Even though we never see that he's that worried about her.
A bit of a history. Now it's time for a history lesson about the Astra. This was specifically added in the PS3 version.
Oh, wait. So, okay, so we just had the heartbreaking, beat him up with the woman.
Hold on, Jova. Keep reading
for
the moment. It will can tell later.
Sure, yeah, let's read this. I
Legend.
can't make heads or tails about it.
Shiri?
Yeah, Shiri's
It looks like it must be really ancient.
Can anyone read this ancient dialect?
Well, Falsetto, it's a good thing you just got over the slap you just got.
Oh, I'll cover that good, but don't tell me we have to go back to the historian.
Pardon me. Do you mind if I take a look?
Yes, March. Thank you.
Fortunately, I can read. It's okay, I'm a treasure hunter. That means I can read ancient texts.
Yes. Reading ancient text is a hobby of mine.
How convenient.
I think it goes something like this. Forget not from whence the true light gleams, not from the noonday sun, nor from the moon that pierces the night.
And now go find the answer for yourselves.
Only light from the heart can truly illuminate the darkness.
Kingdom Hearts is light!
Could you be a bit more generic, please?
A darkness that
hearts
will darken the light and shadow up the evilly dark.
Yes.
The light from the heart is the very spark of light. Therefore, when darkness overwhelms the heart that illuminates the darkness, must give its life and all will be reborn.
Holy cow, that was
There
a
you go.
run. That was a run-on sentence.
Hold on.
Grammar
That's your
wise.
other major hint. Sure?
Never
It's
mind.
kind of abstract.
Bit of a pro tip.
Sure, I was absolutely floored by the brilliant lore that this game possesses.
Bit of a pro
Yes,
tip.
gotta love that lore.
Bit of a pro
To be
tip.
fair, there was a major hint, but yeah, it's buried in all the generic darkness.
That
and
was
light
straight
and
up Kingdom Hearts ripping off.
Anyway, feel free to rant, Jova.
Okay. First off, JRPG writers, when you repeat the words light and darkness that much within a line of dialogue, settle down a bit. Like, even Kingdom Hearts realizes to settle down with that stuff. But okay, that was very clumsy. Like, okay, so, I know we just dealt with the psychotic woman who killed Claves, but right after that, let's do the history lesson that we came here for afterwards. Like, nothing happened. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to have the history lesson, then have a whole scene where Rondo ambushes us? And are we even going to tell Crescendo and Baroque about all this? I mean, granted, Jazz kind of knew now, but all the same, are we going to maybe tell Baroque and Crescendo that someone from Forte easily was able to get into the Aria Temple? And better yet, what even was Rondo's plan? I'm going to try and convince Falsetto to join
an entire armed team. Like, I'm sure that's gonna work.
And what's weird is, like, well, Falsetto dies before Fugue. Like, you'd think Fugue would have gone earlier because,
Technically speaking, Jova, in the Xbox 360 version, Fugue dies first.
Well, yeah, but I guess in this version, he dies second. And, okay, that's more of a nitpick, but you'd think that we were going to work up the ladder here and there, but maybe Fugue now has some new tricks for whenever we meet him next.
We'll see him in the next part, Jova.
The thing is, like, well, boy, Rondo kind of feels like a waste. Like, she's kind of pumped up to be the next big psychotic villain. And yeah, she does that demonic, and yeah, she does that evil laugh in that last part. But essentially, all it just amounts is to, I'm going to taunt you two about your dead friend. I'm going to try and convince the girl I just taunted about the dead friend to try and join me. And then, I get killed. Wait, what?
And remember, the only reason we got into this... It's just not that worth it. I would agree with you that Rondo is really wasted as a villain.
Again, the only reason we came here was by complete accident because we're waiting for Crescendo to make his oh-so-sweet decision. Like, this is essentially something that was essentially filler. Like, it's literally filler. It's what we're doing while we wait for Crescendo to make his decision.
Not just that, Jova, like, the love triangle trope is to me what the liar reveal trope is to you guys. I cannot stand love triangles.
I like love triangles when they're done good.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. Can I also throw that argument as well with the liar reveal trope? That's the thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Same for me.
Well, that's just the thing, Jova. I don't know. Maybe it's just comes down to person, but I honestly get more pissed off by love triangle because when you're doing a love triangle, now you're not even hiding the fact that you just rejected soap opera writer.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Miko. When a love triangle is done badly, by all means, cringe at it. It's the same thing with me and
Legend of Korra. Go ahead.
It's the same thing with me and Lie Revealed. I mean, I just tend to hate Lie Revealed more because I see it done poorly more, and that's probably the same thing for you.
I have yet to see a good
love triangle thing.
That's the thing, Jova. I have yet to see a good love triangle in anything. But anyway, we're trying this out. See you for the next part, everybody.
Oh, I was actually going to ask Shiroi's thoughts on the situation.
Shiroi? What do you think? Who do you think is the best lover for Jazz?
Yes, who do you ship Jazz with?
I don't ship any of these people. I just don't care.
Oh, so it's just like in Fair Friends Seraph. Okay.
It makes sense.
They can all die.
Hey, at least some of the people here are kind of likable. I mean...
See you
for Jazz. True, Jazz is likable.
See ya. See you, everybody.
See you then.
See ya.